Hello everyone! Welcome back to the channel. Thanks again so much for tuning in. If you haven't yet, please like and subscribe in links below. And go ahead and hit that alert button and I would be absolutely grateful. I'm glad that you're here today again to watch another video. So today we're actually going to do a recap of what I've been working on the last week. This is going to be a tour video. So I'm actually actively editing and working on condensing and doing a speed build of the newest surprise I have to show you. But today I'm actually just going to be doing a tour because it's about 20 hours worth of video because it literally took 20 hours to build this build for you guys. And what it is the dun 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 floating chapel and resort. It's the Sparked Challenge build. I'm super stoked about it, and I was absolutely excited the minute that they announced it, and I began work on the floating chapel and the resort. So I immediately started out with the idea. I had kind of been to a wedding a long time ago of my cousin's, and it was at sort of this swanky university sort of chapel. And it was on the water. It wasn't really floating necessarily, but it was on the water. So I thought, I could do something better and in The Sims. So what I did is create this really cool resort and then the floating chapel. So let's go ahead and dive in now. And while this is loading, I'm actually going to kind of give you guys a little kind of scoop on I'm going to go ahead and send myself, just myself. So it's really exciting because I'm actually basing this off of sort of like all of my experiences in The Sims, the last 20 years of me playing The Sims, and just my overall kind of experience and constant learning and knowledge, because part of the challenge was actually to kind of create a property and a lot that really kind of harnesses the whole architectural sort of overview and possibilities and potential of The Sims 4. So that's why I really set out to do the floating chapel first. And then I really wanted to create a lot of depth in the overall use of the facility. So that's when I came up with the resort idea as well, because I thought the chapel was really fun, but it's only so big. It can only be so big because I did the curved glass roof, which is a fun feature that's in the game. And then I broke it up so that I could fit the glass, but then also kind of have areas where I could mount lighting and to place like the hidden build mode objects and things like that, because I know that's a fun little feature that PC especially really likes to do. And I've been dabbling in that in the last couple of years. So I thought, I would kind of stretch my legs a little bit with that as well. So I took a moment to kind of use some of those extra advanced features as well in this build. And so I did partially what I would call carbon fiber roof tiles, but it's that scalloped roof tile, but I went and used that in the game so that it just kind of creates that banded look. So when you're in there, no matter whether it's evening time or the daytime, you're just getting really neat lighting throughout the whole chapel. And then, of course, the chapel can only be so big. So I came up with the resort so that there's the fitness center and the spa and room for the wedding party. I created it into a national park so that it kind of was allowing me to kind of build out the features that I wanted without being too stuck into a specific restaurant or additional venue thing. So right now we're just kind of looking around at the first floor, and as you can see, there's a lot of these lighting features here. And then I want to go ahead and throw it into night mode just so that you can kind of get a good understanding of what this looks like. So we'll go into night mode here. Alrighty. So the night mode is actually kind of fun because if you look here inside, you'll see, we'll go up, kind of what this place has to offer. Alrighty, see, so right here we have what I'm calling the carbon fiber layers in between the glass. So you just get that really fun look. And then you're in here. So here's how the bride and groom, or groom and groom, or bride and bride, or, even if you're not gender specific, your two spouses and where they're going to tie the knot, to exchange their vows. So you're going to get this really gorgeous view out here from the pond sort of look of the ocean with the water feature. And then here you've got really nice sort of overall set for your whole wedding entourage and all of your patrons of the wedding. And then when you look back, you can just see all the people and all the lights shining down on you for that magical day, as well as all these lights just to really amp it up. So if you go daytime, this is where it's fun too, because you get all this fun lighting and all these shadows cast. So it's just brightness with a few shadows to kind of really emulate the sides here. So you can really just see all the lighting and the shades. So that's the chapel. And we do have full videography and photography there in the front, towards the front. And then also, let's see here if I can get it to go in more. Yep, there we go. Okay, so then you've got over here like a little section, another videographer, because you want to be able to get it from both sides, just in case you miss something with one. Then you've got your little like announcement area here for like the bride and groom. Go ahead and knock that down there. Okay. So your little refreshment area here, if you want some music from a DJ playing, or if you need an organist or a piano player or both, plus you could have a string quartet, you could have an acoustic guitar player, just kind of whatever cup of tea you're wanting for your special day. And then you've got your podium there for your speakers and the people that might be exchanging sort of the pleasantries and kind of providing any sort of insight into the couple, as well as, you know, the minister that's marrying them. So this is the chapel. Boom. Alrighty, so there's the chapel. We'll get another swoop around here. Okay, so then from the outside, you get to walk up here to this fun little welcoming area. No decorations required, it's all provided for you. Then we also have the fun right over here. We have all these fireworks too, which is super exciting. I wanted to save those for the people and the build, so I didn't light them, but they are there, and I promised they would provide a very magical moment as well to really just top it off. So now our next little bit is going to be just kind of wandering around the inside of the resort some here. So you come in here on the left side of the property and you're greeted by our little fun sign here. I'd like to think of it as an ice sculpture. I wish we had ice sculptures. I think that would be fun. But anyway, so we walk in through here, and then you're greeted by a very welcoming piano. Or you can turn and go off to the restroom. So you've got the restrooms here and down this hallway. And you can also go up to tower number 1. What we did here is I created 2 towers with the main connecting base here in the bottom. And then we have the connector in between. So we have 2 towers and then the chapel. And then the connecting second floor skywalk. Or is it? Yeah, second floor. Or third floor. Yeah, it might be on the 3rd floor. We'll go look at that. So what you'll find here is actually the front desk. So we have our little front desk. You check in here. You can go work in the business center. Come here. And then this is the first of 2 wedding areas. So I wanted to provide wedding facilities for people, or Sims rather, of different types of income. So you can maybe rent this if you're, kind of needing a smaller venue or something that's more affordable. And then every venue actually has its own dining quarters as well. So after it's done, it's kind of an all-inclusive property, because then you can cross over from here and go to the other side, and then you can just check out all of this fun little area to kind of have your little wedding party, little get together, after your reception, whatever you want to do. And it's just like a little loungy area. Now here's our second wedding area. This one's a little bit nicer. It's not as expensive as the chapel, but it's a little bit more upscale than what we had in the other, what I'm calling Chapel 2. So there's the floating chapel, Chapel 2, and then this is Chapel 1. So chapel 1 has a lot more, even though it's in the back. I call it chapel 1 because it's like the number 1 chapel after the floating chapel. So it's just like a little area, you know, again, to enjoy a nice wedding on a good budget. And then here, if you come around to the back, then you'll see our little area for them as well. And then this actually has access to the full service kitchen. So this resort has a full service kitchen, so you could get, if it was allowed in the Sims, of course, maybe someday they'll have resorts, I don't know. But hoping, anyway, so this is actually fun because it's got the access to the kitchen. So you could actually order food here, get drinks, sodas, whatever, or maybe grab something out of the reach-in and do that as well. So you have kind of a way to, you know, kind of fill your needs whichever way you want to go. You can get a dinner, they can choose a dinner of the bride and groom, or, you know, spouses could be as husband and wife, or wife and wife, or husband and husband, as in my case. And from here, you're actually going to see more of the pro kitchen. So I really wanted to give it a lot of usefulness and for it to service this sort of larger facility. So it's actually got 2 of the chef areas, kind of as if you were to build a real kitchen for a restaurant. So you just have your dual fridges, a lot of appliances, lots of covered space for a lot of storage, because they would probably have a lot of seasonal things and things flown in overnight and that sort of stuff. So you definitely need a lot of space to store that. And then here's just like sort of your common area from the overall resort. And then here's the back area, you know, with the piano. This is our second entrance and exit. So you could actually go in from the back and get here as well. So folks that are leaving the chapel after the wedding can either come out here and enjoy a nice evening with some party punch, you know, and maybe go with the juice. Everybody likes a little juice, right? Especially after a wedding. So you do that. And then you could go back upstairs from here onto your suites. Or you can just come around to the other end of the wing and enjoy maybe a cocktail or chitty chat about, you know, the weekly drama, the tea, you know, whatever it is, spill the tea over here, and then watch some TV maybe too while you're at it. And then this is the fun part. It actually has a full makeup room. So I wanted to be able to let brides or grooms or whoever wants to glam out and have their day really start at the beginning of the day and make it a full encompassing experience beyond a destination, but an actual experience destination. So they're gonna, from the time they get here to the time they leave, they've had the best experience they could possibly ever imagine having, and automatically get that gold star wedding experience. So right here we actually have, and I haven't turned the debug and stuff on, so that's why we're seeing like these errors and stuff. But the debug items aren't used in the main spaces. They were just some of the architectural elements in the chapel that you couldn't really necessarily see from this video, but I could always, you know, kind of circle back on that. If you want to download it, you'll definitely be able to check those out. So here, let's go ahead and, okay, there we go. So you can just see here how you're going to be able to get ready with this great view and get your hair did, get your nails done too, you know, just get everything ready, ship-shape, and good to go, you know, for that special day. It'll be one to remember here. Once you're done, you could actually come out here too and either go fishing, who wants to do that in their wedding dress, but you could also go up there to the very top and get really great magical photographs standing off of this pillar. So you could stand up here and get views of everything. So you're gonna see this. Here we go. We'll go down here. So you can actually get views and photos of the chapel as well and get to see that. Look at that, see? All floating. Whole chapel. All ready for your special day. So now we'll go on down. Haven't got there yet. Okay. So I've already made it my way up to the second floor. So we'll go check that out now. And while I'm at it, I'm going to go ahead and tab and shift. So we're actually here at the second floor. This is the connector between the 2 towers. You can see the tower 2 here, and then that's tower 1. And we are actually over the outdoor what I'm calling the terrace connector. So we have the terrace connector, and then up there's actually where it's the crosswalk connector. So we're gonna go ahead and go on in. Oh, I'm having snacks. Oh, nice. So we'll go ahead and go over and just check out these towers. So we're going to start in the back here in Tower 2. Tower 2 is fun because it actually has this, that's where the kitchen and all that stuff is. But when you look here on top, you'll actually see that I did some architectural detail here to kind of really expose and explain sort of the overall tower and like the purpose of it. So you can see these bump outs here that are in the stone, then with the stack stone, because I wanted to kind of almost feel like you're just blending in with Solani, that you are one with Solani, but also being able to have the most ultimate experience possible in a wedding. So down here we have the dual staircases here. I think it's really important for like a grand facility to have dual staircases. It's almost a must. So we have just different styled guest suites of different price points through here. So you're going to have like a cheaper unit, a medium expense unit, and the one that's more expensive. And there are double suites. And I also have like king suites with like a chair or couch, that sort of thing too, to kind of emulate like a traditional resort. And then each floor, and really each tower section in each floor, has its own laundry, except for this piece, because I didn't want to eat up a lot more of the common space, because we do have the 2 stairs coming up here from the center. So we just have this laundry here, and then we have laundry over in this side as well, right here. And I tried to style them differently too, just so that they like popped out. And then, like I said, we do have different sort of facilities depending on what kind of, spouses to be you are. So this one has the sort of wellness room, as I will call it, where it has the 2 pod beds with the hot tub, jacuzzi sort of thing. And then we have the more like business savvy type, here, which would be maybe ideal for wedding parties or the in-law suite. So then here we just have a single staircase that goes up into the upper levels of the tower. And then over here, we've got just more common areas. I want to make sure there's plenty of space for people to entertain or relax and mingle, because I feel like that's really what the receptions and after parties or weddings really are. Just all about like, really socializing and connecting with people that you haven't seen in a while, because it's really the only time to really celebrate for a lot of families, aside from funerals. And that's not really the time to celebrate. And you're more likely to maybe meet someone if you're single through a cousin or a sister or somebody at a wedding. It's not really the appropriate time, at a funeral, obviously. So it looks like I'm like settling in now and kind of getting on the computer. Imagine that. So now every bathroom or every bedroom goes to a bathroom. And that's like a thing for me. When I do all of my builds, everything has a bedroom and a bathroom. So you go through here and there's just, again, a lot of different configurations. So I'm going to actually make myself go here so you can just kind of see the walk. And so this is the crosswalk here. Okay. Quit doing that. I love art, but I need to stop browsing it, right? Okay, so we're in this guest suite. And I wanted to install these university doors because I thought they reminded me a lot of hotel room doors as well. So I went ahead and did that. And I thought it would be fun to dress up flowers and stuff in a lot of places because it is a wedding venue. So here we just have the other side, which is more common space with a bar. So we're going to go ahead and go over to the bar. Go ahead and sit over here. I did the futon or the fondue fountain things here as well. But then you can just look out and see this really fun sort of bar space here. And then over on the side, I'll show you guys. But it's also another exciting part, I think, for me. But I wanted to do like a DJ thing. So you'll be able to see over here, there's like a whole area to like get your picture taken, get some pre-wedding photos taken, courtesy of the Floating Chapel and Resort. So we'll go ahead and go over here and check out the outdoor bar. So let's go over here. And then we're going to go downstairs. So this is just more areas to get ready for photos. Okay. So here's more of the staircase to upstairs. Then I want to just, I'm going to go ahead and exit first person for a moment, and then I'm going to come down here so that you guys can see this bar. I really love the view from it, and I thought it'd be really fun to showcase that as well. Okay, cool. So then out here, you can just really get a whole grasp of Solani and just the whole picture perfect views that it has to offer. And then we can go in on the other side, and this is actually going into a suite. So you can actually have suite access right directly to the bar. And then this side is the common suites access, or for like everyone else. So here's the, I'm gonna go ahead and go out to the chapel just so you guys can kind of just see what it looks like from first person mode as well. So we're just gonna kind of have him travel down there real quick. Let's see if he can come down there from here. He should be able to. I don't know that I'm a celebrity. I may have to make myself a celebrity real fast because I went ahead and did that just so that you didn't end up with a lot of like crazies in your wedding. And I really like the idea of having it roped off like that too. So let's see here. So we're gonna go ahead and cheat him real fast. So make happy. So then he'll do what we want him to do. And then we're gonna do public image, increase celebrity level. Cool. So now I just need to go up like another one. Okay, because you have to be at least a 3-star celebrity to get in per the requirements of the store, but it could be set to like whatever you want to do. Alrighty, so we will go ahead and go in now. Let's see here. Let's go here. I think I have all the lights turned on. We have all lights turned on. Cool. There's my bouncer for the wedding. How spooky. Okay, cool. So we're just gonna have him go there. And while we're doing that, we're gonna go ahead and go to first person mode and just kind of follow along. I really wanted this to have as much light and be super bright because every wedding I've ever seen photographed, there's just so much light and it's almost like they had to tone it down a tad, you know? So it's just like, just amazing how much light and white and clean weddings look in photos. So I just wanted to make sure that that was kind of the case in this one as well. Alrighty. So it looks like someone's trying to get in and he's like, no, you're not coming in. So there's our upper, so you can just see the stars all over you. All right, so now I'm just gonna go keep him there, pause it, and I'm gonna flip into build mode real fast, just so that we can turn it to daytime, because I want you guys to see this too. And just like the sheer beauty of, and the purpose of why I did the glass roof this way. See, so now you see all this really bright light all day. So that's dusk. It's behind us. The sun's behind us, so that's why you're not seeing it come through then. So there's afternoon, evening, and then night. So you're still getting some brightness there from all the lights. Morning. All right, so there's the afternoon. Everything up. And then there's that fun water feature behind us as well. And then there's the chapel. Cool. And then you can just look around and see the whole resort on the side, and then the wide open beach over there. To have that really truly magical experience every way you look around. Because I like the idea of maybe thinking that the whole world's watching when I'm having my magical day, and I kind of expect them to, it's a girl. So I feel like that would be really important, to really have that opportunity to really showcase your life, everything for everyone, even if you don't know them and they're total strangers, like they're able to at least see and kind of be envious of you being able to rent out the whole chapel for your wedding. That's when you know you've made it. You've got like Windenburg kind of money. You're like, Judith Windenburg kind of money for sure. So now we have, or Judith Ford from Windenburg rather. Okay, so now we've got the next floor, which this is just, like I had kind of showed before. It's your photo booth area where you can get your wedding photos or pre-wedding photos, because why not go ahead and get some the day of? I know a lot of people like to do engagement photos and dress up and stuff, but you're gonna look your best on your wedding day. You just are. So I think it's super important you get plenty of pictures together where you're kind of posing in the most candid and fun ways possible. And then again, we have more laundry facilities here. And then our guest suites here. And then these are the more premium suites up here, because the views are starting to get better as you go up to the upper floors of the tower. So you're going to start seeing them become bigger and less suites, but a lot bigger suites with, your desk area here, but then a couple dual closets for the super bougie and upscale. Then you have maybe some families that come in that, like me, when my parents got married, there was actually my person I call my mom, but she was my stepmom. And so my sister and myself were already existing when they got married. So perhaps, you could have your kids along too, or maybe you've got an aunt or uncle that's got your young cousins and they need a place to sleep. So then you've got your area with a room there then for the whole group, the whole gang. Everybody's got space there in that room. And then here is the connector. So we're going to go ahead and go up here so you can look at this and kind of get a good view from the hole coming out of it. And then there's the guy that's getting denied entry. You're not famous. You're not coming in here. Okay, so it looks like he also got some sand on our rug. Like, I put a red rug there for a reason. So he's going around. It looks like he's going to go out the back way, which is funny, but that's fine. He's already checked in, so he doesn't have to go in the front door. So we're going to go by the front desk area here, which is right there. I wanted you guys to be able to see all this in first person to kind of really get the whole scope of the property and why it's so important to me, and just kind of see the detail and time that I kind of put into this, because it really means a lot to me to get on Sparked. More than like anything, I can't even explain how much it would mean to me to be on Sparked. I can't say it enough. So that's why I made this, and why I've just took my whole, every little bit of Sims that I knew, every little bit that I've ever learned from architecture and that I've learned from buildings, and as a graphic designer in the real estate industry for a prominent real estate broker here in town, as on their investment sales side. And then also I just kind of help owners and high net worth families, that sort of thing, get loans to build buildings and just like towers and all that kind of stuff. It's like I do get to do that in real life and a lot of stuff. So I really wanted to bring that here too, and just my understanding and knowledge of aesthetics and current trends in real estate, and then how that could kind of parody in The Sims. So it was just really important to me to kind of bring my whole life and everything together for this, because it's so important to me as like a simmer to be able to have the opportunity to sit down and do this with you guys and to create this for the Spark Challenge, but then to also be on Sparked because I feel like I could really help a lot of people have that extra safety blanket that I just didn't get to when I was growing up. The Sims didn't come out until I was in the 8th grade. And so it's kind of at a perfect time, really, because I was bullied heavily and harassed and had a lot of tough times. And it was a tough go for me in junior high and high school. And so The Sims was an outlet for me in a way to kind of feel like I had a place when I didn't. I grew up in a very small town in Indiana, and it was just here in the United States, and it was just so hard for me. And there's no words to really explain it other than just, saying that it was extremely difficult. And so The Sims really just gave me that outlet and that ability. So I would work as hard as I could, doing whatever I could for my dad, like mowing lawns, scooping up poo in the dog kennels, like for his dog breeding business, and helping however I could just make the extra money to buy that next expansion pack or the next version of The Sims as I was becoming like a senior in high school towards like and like having The Sims 2 and that sort of stuff. Then I got a job to be able to do it myself, but then I needed a newer computer. So then I upgraded, that sort of thing. So here you see the upper level of the tower. It looks like I have an unfinished piece of wall, but that's okay. I'll fix it. Here you go. So we just have more areas here. I created this like little separate space. So you've got, I'm gonna go ahead and just fix that now. I'm like really anal retentive about like my builds and how like every little I has to be dotted, every T has to be crossed. And so there we go. Now I got that fixed. So here we go. Now we've got just all of this sort of common area again on this side, this tower, its own stairs up here. And then it's just got like the nicer configurations and all the types of suites. So you've got doubles over on this side of the tower, and then your family style, and then the more expansive one that's going to have your makeup area and your computer area. Then of course your bathrooms as well for each, and just styled differently. And then over here is actually where the fitness center is. So you could go down the stairs, take the crosswalk over, and then come up here to this section, which has the tower number 2. So you've got the full bar here, the double-decker view that comes all the way out. So you can look down, see everybody having drinks, or look out over. Then we have the fun little closet sections here so that you can just, again, have space for all the bougie people and maybe even your honeymoon suite. There's a lot of different options for the honeymoon suite. Like this would be one of them, I would think, because it's got your dual closet, easy access to the games, some extra seating areas here, your foosball, and then your cup game or ping pong, whichever you want to do, juice pong. And then over here's your fitness center, so you can tone up one last time before saying I do. Maybe afterwards, you could just do a steam, get a couples massage. Then I also have a his and hers sort of bathroom locker room thing set up here. And then locker area there. And then this last little bit here is the piece de resistance, the upper level. So this is where you're getting all of the fun lighting off the roof that I have concealed behind the wall fence. You have this fun area here. It comes all the way around. I wanted to do extra ability because like when I've been to Florida and some of the areas along the coast, they get clever with designing buildings and to maximize the views. So they put those little tiny like windows that are off on a little triangle wall. That's what they call like a cantilever addition, which basically just means it's like overhanging the building foundation. And it's just like a little extra so that you can get extra bit of the view and say it has poolside or it has beachside views or what have you, because sometimes they kind of have to work around because of the sight lines to the water. So that's kind of one of the ways that they can get around sightline issues, is maybe putting in these little extra things here. So I thought that would be a fun little architectural detail to include as well for ours, because when you're looking out this side, you're getting a decent view. But if you want to just look at water and the mountains over on this side, then you'd be able to from these windows. So you're getting views from that side and that side. And I really love these new modern windows too, because they remind me of some apartments that I've seen here in town. And I thought that it'd just be really super cool to have that opportunity to kind of give a nod to that as well. So I really wanted to give this sort of a cabana sort of feel. So you're seeing here that I included lighting up here in the bar section, so that, again, you kind of have that overall welcoming feeling. And then we have a lot of fun lights here hanging for the dance floor, DJ booth, full liquor bar over here, of course. So now you're back to the bar. And then this is actually the area that would service the floating chapel. It's really fun, but I thought that why not give the chapel something that really speaks to it and kind of gives it that extra bit of everything. So I just wanted to really develop the upper rooftop into something that was just really for the floating chapel guests and newly wedded. But I thought, this would just be another little bit. So you've got another area here for photography and video, because I think that's super important, especially with like two fun YouTubers getting married. There's somebody out there I'm thinking of, a couple right now in the Sims community. You might know who I'm talking about. But I thought, what if they were to get married? What kind of wedding venue would they want to have if they were Sims? So I thought, when I made this, I just immediately thought of them and how this could be for them. It looks like I could even add one more chair here too. So let's go ahead and do that real fast. Yep. There you go. Perfect. Alrighty. So we have that in. So it's just kind of the overall full service experience that somebody would be able to have. And because it is what it is, I had to put in a picnic table to suffice a request for a national park. But I thought that would give it the best ability to be the most useful as a wedding venue. So we're actually going to come out here, just look around. And then I put this little privacy screen here because you might want to just bubble in privacy. So you can bubble in privacy and then maybe have some snacks after, you know what I mean? So you can dance, bubble, have snacks, bubble some more, come over here and have some cocktails, get your photo taken or a video snapshot taken, and kind of unwind a little bit over here at this fun little area here, right off the water. So we're gonna go ahead and make our guy come here real quick, just so you can get one last view around. He's in one of the other guest seats checking it out. Happens to be in the tower we need to be, I think. Yeah, so we're just gonna keep going up and up. So now you can see we are up in the roof. And I really love these covered awnings because then it keeps us from obviously getting wet. So there, now you're seeing these views of the whole area. So let's go over here. Alrighty. And then this isn't the best of views, even though it's kind of cool because you can look down and see the chapel, but it's not the best view of the chapel. And you'd also be staring into like suites and people on their outdoor patio. So or terrace. So I actually went ahead and put that in just so you had like something else to look at. So he's dead set on watching TV right now, but that's really a waste of his time right now because we need to do other things. So he's like looking back like, oh, what? We want to go over here, but okay, cool. So let's go ahead and push play on him. Now he's got to cancel watching TV again. Gosh, what kind of crazy. Where is he? Okay, cool. It's like, dude, come on, get it together. Okay, cool. So there it is. There's this view, the magical view, the 1.5 million simoleon view nonetheless. So I want to show you the detail here real fast in build mode, just so you can see. 1,563,365 simoleon. Because it's for every 365 days of the year, you are guaranteed to have the absolute best wedding experience. No matter where you are, no matter what point of the day it is, it's going to be the venue. And we'll go ahead and send him over here for one last little peek out. Go here. So we're just gonna follow him again all the way down, just so we can kind of see one last little bit in first person mode. So here's another outside public terrace area. I've put in a few throughout the property just so you can kind of have different vantage points of the crowd and the weddings that might be happening, and then also of any other views that you might see. Here's the crosswalk again. So here's a good view of the terrace, and then also of the floating chapel. Look like we actually had a patron there. There's our chapel again. There you go. I'm gonna go ahead and pause that so that we can look out here and see it. I'm gonna grab a little screenshot of that. There you go. Yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you so much for tuning in and checking out the video and my tour. I am grateful for your time, and as always, stay proud and go out and do something magical. Have a great day, guys. Thanks, everyone.